Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah! We got it! We got it!
52 books.
Somebody clip this one.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Comics League Movie Night. I'm your host, Jared, as usual, and today we are discussing what is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated DC movies ever. I know I say that about a lot of DC movies, but a lot of them are underrated, is Green Lantern, baby. And to discuss this with me, what's up, Brown Destroyer, by the way? How you doing, dude? We are going to I'm discussing this with the comic scribe among us, the oldest among us, the Power Ranger fan among us, Mr.
I am Phoenix!
Hello, Ancient One.
Can we please not make the suit green or animated?
Yes, there you go. There you go. All right. So, see, here's the thing. By the way, very good pun. Thank you. So, this is one of those movies where it's not perfect, but it's not as bad as people say. Do you agree on that?
I agree 100%.
Because is it perfect? Yeah, some of the VFX in some areas do look a little funky.
And in other areas, the VFX literally look better than, like, I'm sorry.
It looks better. I'm going to say it.
Better than Thor Love and Thunder. I know.
Say, Nick, I'm going to say it. The CGI in Green Lantern looks better than The Flash.
To be fair, those are very low bars.
Very low bars, but am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
And then Brown says, I actually thought the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie started off okay. Okay, so before we actually talk about the movie itself, I kind of want to get started on, like, one of the criticisms that people have about this movie that I kind of agree with. So, Nick, you're aware of the basic concept of Green Lantern, right?
Yeah, he's a space cop.
Aha, space. This movie has very little, like, interplanetary stuff.
But space is expensive.
That's the thing. It takes place mostly on Earth in a movie about a space cop. So that's one thing I will give them. My counter is that good portions of the Green Lantern run that this is based on take place on Earth. So it's not that unbelievable. The other criticism I will agree with, and this is my criticism of the movie, Parallax is not a Guardian. I'm like, what? That's the example of the studio interference of the people that said, don't destroy Superman's ship. How is he going to get back to Krypton? That was a studio note that David Goyer got for Man of Steel. And then David Goyer says his planet blew up. You literally saw it in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Do you guys think Green Lantern, the DCU, would be based off this? No, I'm not talking about the animated movie. I'm talking about the live action movie. But
yeah, we're getting Ryan Reynolds up in this joint.
By the way, I will say this: of the DCU projects, this is the one I'm most excited for. Is anything with Green Lantern on it, because Green Lantern deserves a chance of redemption. So if we get to that point, I will be happy. So,
I mean, I can't wait for Top Gun Maverick Lantern's Light.
That would be the biggest, like, cross. The problem is they're owned by two separate studios. The amount
but how long?
Oh yeah, that's true. Because watch, if Universal buys,
Paramount, but yeah.
yeah, the point is, if Paramount buys WB, watch their.
You know I'm gonna be pushing it. You know I'm pushing it.
You're gonna start a hashtag saying "Turn Top Gun into Green Lantern."
Oh, he can definitely play Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I think he can, because when you think about it, the way he plays Maverick, that's pretty much Hal Jordan.
And then it's revealed. They do this like big retcon.
Witness protection. This is where my witness protection idea comes in.
No, then it was revealed that he's actually adopted and his real name is Hal Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. But so Nick, let me ask you that. That's a good idea. What do you think of Ryan Reynolds playing Hal Jordan?
I think he's actually really good. So while this is very much a Ryan Reynolds performance, this is kind of still when Ryan was still trying to act. Like later on, he just played Ryan Reynolds in every movie. And this one, he's still trying to act, but like Ryan Reynolds kind of peeped through. And I really like it. He does like the whole cocky pilot thing really well. He's actually playing a character in this, and I think he does actually a pretty good job.
Yeah, and here's the thing: him doing the whole Ryan Reynolds performance. Here's the actual idea. Yeah, he did do a good job, because he's playing Hal Jordan. Because the way he played him in this movie, that's pretty much Hal Jordan. Like, he is that sort of cocky, thinks he knows it all test pilot. I do think it's also very interesting that this is when he and his wife actually...
Wait. You're ruining the bit I was going to plan. So the chemistry between him and the actress Blake Lively was so amazing. I swear, they should get married someday.
Yeah, they actually did, because of this movie. The funny part, one of my favorite Ryan Reynolds moments on Twitter
you can tell, like on screen, like yeah, both do.
One of my favorite Ryan Reynolds moments is when he was posting on Twitter. He posted a picture of him and his family, and he goes, it's him, his 2 girls, and Blake Lively. And he goes, here are 3 of the most loving people in my life. And then there's Blake. I just love that. That is so... The back and forth that they have on Twitter, it's so good.
Did you ever see, like, there's like this Detective Pikachu behind the scenes where they actually involve Blake Lively? It's
sure
so
they
hilarious.
I'm sure they do. But so, and by the way, she plays a fantastic Carol Ferris. Like, really, 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 really good. Kind of wish they made her a Star Sapphire, but
How crazy would it be for the eventual Crisis on Infinite Earth movie? They actually do bring back Blake Lively as Star Sapphire.
Yeah, and with Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, that would be great.
Or if they do a Crisis on 2 Earths movie, and on the Earth 2, Blake Lively does play Star Sapphire.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So this movie starts off, you kind of have a little Star Wars-y like opening crawl sequence, except it is narration by Tomar Ray. And Tomar is like, it tells a whole story about the Green Lanterns, about fake Parallax. I'm calling him that because he's not what they showed him in the movie.
What is it with the late 2000s and making giant villains clouds?
I know, isn't that funny?
Wait, no. I have to do this joke. I swear, if I had a nickel for every time they made a major comic book villain a cloud, I had 2 nickels, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah, it's almost like it's cloudy with a chance of villainy.
You tried.
I tried. I stuttered through it, but all right. I tried. I want credit for trying. Thank you. It was a good attempt.
I give you half a credit.
So Parallax is a guardian who, actually, you know what? I'm just going to play the clip, because this is what I'm feeling. This was my reaction when they said Parallax was a cloud.
I knew that was the clip you were...
Thank you. So anyway, Parallax absorbs the fear from these 3 space people and then breaks out. And then we get, all right, Tamara Morrison as...
Daniel's calling me out.
The Phoenix Press. To wear a green TMNT shirt doesn't make you a Green Lantern. Yeah,
denied. I am denied.
Colorist. Hey, what's up, Tevia? How you doing, my brother? Yeah, it just makes you a colorist, Nick, because all green movies look alike. Haven't you heard that? There you go. So breaks out, and then we get Boba Fett as I can't believe I'm blanking on this dude's name on Abin Sur, and then so he
Just like the simulations.
yeah, exactly.
By the way, if I ever meet him at a convention, I am having Tamara say that.
This is true. I'm gonna have him say, "Good soldiers follow orders." Personally, for me, this movie should. Yeah, exactly. Well, Parallax by a different villain. Yeah, because here's the problem with Parallax as a villain. He only works if he's possessing someone, because Parallax is the yellow entity of fear. And the problem with doing that is that you have to have, like, if they had Parallax possess Sinestro, by the way, Mark Strong is Sinestro, is one of the parts where I will defend that decision forever. Whenever I read a Green Lantern comic and Sinestro speaking, that's the voice I hear.
Yeah, and plus, like, honestly, just like the writing and the performance, Sinestro from this person definitely does strike me as not a mustache-twirlingly evil villain. He's more of a, I care about the Green Lanterns and I want to do what I think is right, and I will do whatever it takes, and it just kind of goes too far. I do like his portrayal of Sinestro in this movie.
Because that's what Sinestro is. Because the reason why, Nick, have you ever heard the story about why he was expelled from the Corps?
Why?
So what had happened was, and this was after Hal had become a Green Lantern, because Sinestro had trained him to be a Green Lantern. He was like his supervising officer, to use cop
You were
term.
my brother, Anakin.
Yeah.
I love you.
So they send Hal to Corrigar because Sinestro had used his ring to subjugate his planet's population and became a dictator. So because Sinestro is like, the only way to properly enforce law in that galaxy is through fear and domination. So what happens that Hal Jordan defeated him, and then Sinestro was banished to the antimatter universe, which is essentially a parallel world. And then that's where he built the yellow power ring, powered by fear.
So he's the reverse lantern.
Actually, that's a good idea when you think about it. What I saw from this movie, despite its slow pace and a lack of more epic action scenes, it was really good. Yeah, let me put it this way, and that's, I do agree with you, Daniel. There were some parts where I think it could improve that specifically, but but essentially for what it was, I think this was a pretty dope movie for Green Lantern fans.
Yeah, and the thing you got to realize is, and you especially see this when you're watching the movie, this was supposed to be the start of the DC universe.
Yes, it was. It was. You can see it with Amanda Waller showing up.
Thin Amanda Waller, which I'm sorry, I don't like a skinny Amanda Waller. I'm sorry.
I mean,
wait, no. Oh crap! I am wrong. I am way.
Yeah.
wrong.
I was about to say, dude, Viola Davis was fantastic as Amanda
I was thinking
Waller.
of the Arrowverse. In my defense, I think that's
the Arrowverse butchered Amanda Waller. That is the stupidest version of Amanda Waller.
I gotta say, wait, who played Viola Davis? What she played?
She was DCEU.
But who played it here? I think it was a different actress.
The person that played Amanda Waller, hanging on, I'm pulling up the IMDb, is Angela Bassett.
I gotta say, Angela Bassett actually is not a bad Amanda Waller.
The thing is, we needed to see her actually act like Amanda Waller and not just some generic scientist.
I mean, Viola Davis is great as Amanda Waller.
Viola Davis is the perfect Amanda Waller. That's the one person I'm glad James Gunn is keeping around.
But the thing is, Angela Bassett could also play great Amanda Waller.
Oh yeah, when she could. I just wanted to see her act more like Amanda Waller, more of the "I will shoot you," more of the person who can intimidate Batman.
Yeah, Viola Davis does that great.
Yeah, heck, Green Lantern First Flight did that. Yeah, again, animated movie. They have more they can do with live action. Personally, I'm still.
Wait, I have to say this. Imagine if, we're entering Fantasyland here. Snyderverse is on Netflix. And they actually do the scene from Justice League Unlimited where Viola Davis is Amanda Waller getting out of the shower, and Ben Affleck's Batman is actually like.
That would be great. Also, the actress that portrayed Carol Ferris was sexy and beautiful. I agree.
I guess you could say the actress who portrayed Carol Farah, she was quite
Lively. There you go. I knew you were going
You
to
knew exactly where I was going with that.
This was back when female characters could be sexy. That's the thing. I miss that.
Okay, one of my favorite moments from this film, okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
is when she meets Green Lantern for the first time, and actually,
I know what you're
she
talking.
instantly sees who it is. Like
She's like,
dude,
I've seen you naked.
you think putting a mask on would hide you? Like,
He's like, it came with the outfit.
And like, I love that. It's like she instantly like, because for one, that's actually what would happen. And like that is like the reverse Clark Kent effect.
And by the way, fun fact, I have the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern action figure from this movie.
It's missing the red dot in the forehead.
Yeah, I know. Applause to Jared. Yeah, I know. It's missing that. Yeah, they were kind of going for a more new 52 Amanda Waller in the Arrowverse because that was the comics at the time. Make female characters sexy feminism again. Well, yeah, I agree on that. And the thing about it, what I want to say is that yes, if we did get a Green Lantern 2, I'm no doubt that they would do this. The thing about it, and by Brown Destroyer says I want to see a Green Lantern concentrating more on Kyle Rayner. That's true. The thing about this is that remember, I've always said that the studios want to make sure that it like matches what's going on in the comics on the off chance that someone sees the movie and goes, I'm going to pick up Green Lantern comics. And Hal Jordan was the Green Lantern at this point.
I just feel like if they actually do get off their butts and finally are able to make a Green Lantern movie, it's probably going to be either Jon Stewart or Jessica Cruz's shoes.
Well, what they're doing right now actually is that the Lantern show for the DCU is going to be a body cop movie with Hal and John. And immediately I was like, okay, you know what? Of all the projects that I disagree with, I like this.
Can you throw in Jessica in there? Just
James Gunn confirms that yeah, other Lanterns will be showing up in that show.
Well, I'm sure when Jessica Cruz shows up, someone's going to be buying another car.
Well, here's the thing. I plan on starting a hashtag for McFarlane Toys to get off their ass and make a Jessica Cruz figure. We haven't had one.
If they make a Jessica Cruz figure, I'm sure there's a certain frog creator you'd want to sign it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I would tag EVS in my look what I got picture.
And then he signs it on stream and just, I'm going to sign the character I created.
Yes, thank you. I love how many people doubt that like he created Jessica Cruz, and I'm like, co-created. He co-created.
The dude literally has the receipts.
Well, here's the thing. When they say, well, he can come up with like the character or anything like that. You could, Nick, as a comic book creator, you know this, and I know this too as someone that's making my own comic. Yes, I am. Coming up on paper with a fantastic character, that's half the battle right there. If the character doesn't look good and look appealing, it doesn't matter how good, how awesome the characterization is.
Yeah, like for example, by that logic, Todd McFarlane didn't create Venom. He's labeled as a co-creator of Venom. He created the look of Venom, but he didn't create Venom. So yeah, the logic fails.
Yeah, Jared, if you have a Green Lantern, they have a Star Sapphire. That's my point. They have Star Sapphire. They even have Simon Baz.
You need to get a Star Sapphire action figure. Be like, Nicky.
If I got a Star Sapphire, you know what I would do if I could ever, if like Ryan or Reynolds was ever signing anything and his wife happened to be there, I'd bring a Green Lantern action figure and a Star Sapphire and I go, hey, Blake, can you sign this?
Oh, she probably would too.
She so totally would. I'd be like, technically, this is you.
Okay, so if I could have Ryan.
And by the way, real quick, I just want to say one thing. In Man of Steel, the aide that goes, I just think he's kind of hot. You know her last name is Ferris, right?
But they didn't say what her first name is. So
they didn't say what her first name is. I know.
It could be Sarah Ferris for all we know. It could be Carol Ferris's little sister.
Yeah, exactly. But still. And so, yes, I would like all of that. Make an entire Green Lantern line. I'm fine with that. And so, and this is one of the things I kind of like how this. I wish this movie did more. See, to Tevye's point about this, about you thinking that the Beware My Power, actually not Beware My Power, that the Emerald Warriors like movie they did, the animated movie, was a good portrayal of the story that you like more. I do wish that they did like the whole Sinestro actually becoming a Yellow Lantern, not as a post-credit scene and actually as a plot point in the movie where then they have to fight. I think that would have been pretty cool.
I disagree because I feel like seeing is by doing that they would have pulled a Fantastic Four. You know, basically use your most iconic villain in the first movie. It kind of spoils things. I think having him be in like the second movie is probably better, and plus, you know, a better build up. I don't know.
Well, actually, here's what they could do: is have Parallax still be the villain, have him possess Sinestro, because that's what Parallax is supposed to do. That's why the destruction of Coast City and like Hal Jordan destroying the Green Lantern Corps. That's what Geoff Johns retconned. He said Parallax possessed Hal Jordan and did all those acts. That's what they could do.
That sounds cheap to me.
Well, let me put it this way: he needed to find a way to redeem Hal Jordan after like wiping out the Green Lantern Corps. So that's really what they went through. Brown Destroyer says, if only WB had a better writer for the Green Lantern movie. They had a great cast. And yeah, they were perfect. By the way, do you know Taika Waititi's in this movie?
Didn't Greg Berlanti write this movie?
It was, the story is by, actually the screenplay is by Greg Berlanti, Michael Green, Mark Guggenheim, and Michael Goldenberg. 4 people writing the script.
So that's why this movie has slight Arrowverse vibes to it.
And Thoth, with that, I will give you this. Hang on, where is it? Where's my good clip? There you go. I give you that, my friend. So you also had, speaking of great castings, how about Kilowog?
Rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. And yes, he was perfect. Oh my god, him doing like the intergalactic drill sergeant was perfect.
It was so good. And when he said Poozer, I was like, yes, because that's Kilowog's thing. He calls everyone a Poozer. It's kind of like Hauser or something like that. Yeah, Kilowog was perfect.
The
and
worst day of the rest of your life.
I love at the end when he's like, can I train them or can I train them? or like, I love where he smells Hal and he goes, you smell funny. And then Hal goes, I smell funny. I just love it. And then the problem I do have, I didn't like the Hector Hammond look where it was like a big head that kind of, to quote Honest Trailers, looks like a testicle.
Honestly, he kind of looks like Hammerhead from Spider-Man a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I thought.
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
Slight tangent. So, if Michael Clark Duncan was still alive today, what Marvel or DC role would you cast him in?
That's a good question. I would just keep him as Kingpin in terms of Marvel. But
Vincent D'Onofrio did a really great job, though. So I want to keep
he did a fantastic job. For DC, I would kind of keep him as Kilowog because he's so good.
But if you had to do a different one,
I don't want to do a different one. Calabac.
Yeah,
Darkseid Sun.
I was gonna say have him be the DCU Steel.
That could also work.
John Henry, he looks like an iron worker. Come on.
Yeah, that could work. Trying to adapt.
Lord Thoth agrees with me. Lord Thoth agrees with me.
Yes, I agree with you. There you go.
But for Marvel, who should be in Marvel? That's a question.
If I can't pick it, probably Luke Cage.
I don't know. I don't know. He's got the look for it, but
yeah.
X-Men characters are allowed.
Okay, Cable. Actually, no. Bishop.
Okay, yeah, Bishop. He's perfect as Bishop.
Yeah, there you go. That would be perfect.
Or Forge.
That could work. Oh, as much as I like the guy from ZSJL, this could also work because he has that
Martian
voice.
Manhunter.
He has that voice that you want for John Jones.
Oh, he could also be Silver Surfer.
That too. Even though I liked Lawrence Fishburne as
this is a take. This is one of the few takes with Tevye I'll agree with.
Luke Cage. Yeah, Coulter was great. Yeah, I didn't watch all of Luke Cage. I did watch.
Oh, Brown Destroyer.
Oh, how about Icon? Oh, yeah, there you go. That works.
Yes.
That works really well. In other words, just have him be the entire DCEU.
And wait, he's Black Lightning.
Yeah, he's President Superman, Calvin Ellis, Val Zod. He can play everyone. Just remember one fact: Deadpool traveled in time to convince Ryan Reynolds to not take the role, so technically this movie never existed. He did more than convince him. Yeah, you shot him. That was the funny part. That was one of the most. Yeah, go ahead.
His negotiating tactic was a 9mm to the head and pulling the trigger.
I also love where, speaking of that time travel scene, when he shows up in the X-Men origin scene, he shoots Deadpool, and he just unloads the mag into Deadpool.
I love the way they use the clips because they cut it because they show Wolverine being confused by it, and that's still stock clips.
Yeah, it's still in the movie. Somehow they cut it so it actually works really well. A question. Out of the villains of the Green Lantern Rogues Gallery, why does this movie have to go with Hector Hammond? Because again, here's the thing. You can't go with Atrocitus because that you have to set up.
Oh my God. Imagine Dexter in live action.
Yes, they should do that. If they got sequels to this, they would have. The problem is, in order to do that, you would have to have like a sequel of the Manhunters killing all the people.
Okay, I'm going to cook for a second. Imagine they do Justice League versus Avengers, and you get Dexter versus Goose.
Or Dexter versus Rocket.
But Cat versus Cat.
But Goose is not a superhero.
Cat versus Cat.
Again, it doesn't work. The Manhunters also could have worked.
Oh my God. I just want to see Dexter live action.
Oh yeah, me too. I think that would have worked. But you have to set up the Manhunters in order to do the Red Lanterns. Yeah, Dexter beats all of them. Yes, he
I mean, acidic hairballs.
You shoot acidic blood. And by the way, that's setting up a project that Britt and I are currently working on that involves a Red Lantern ring.
Do you need voice acting?
No, it's a fan project that Britt and I, a fan story we're working on. It involves Red Lantern rings and a certain Amazon princess. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yellow catnip.
Oh, imagine a green. Did you also know there's a Green Lantern squirrel named Chip?
Of course.
Of course there is. So it'll be kind of funny if you got like Green Lantern pets. Where's that Super Pets movie?
Oh dear God. What have we done? What have we done?
I wonder if we'll ever get Gray Lanterns, emotionless, colorful void. They have the White Lantern. I don't think see, here's the thing. I don't think we need to keep adding cores. I mean, when Bendis added the Gold Lantern core, I was like, that's enough. Stop it. Just stick with what Geoff Johns gave you.
Bendis wanted to go for the gold.
Head to Atrocitus treats the Dexter as he does, and he's loyal to Atrocitus. It's so cute. Yeah, it is really cool. In Injustice, when you play as Atrocitus, the cat comes with him.
Not gonna lie, if I ever get a cat, I will probably name it Dexter.
Can you dye his fur blue?
Dude, that's abuse.
I know.
I could get a Red Lantern outfit and put it on him.
That would work. Didn't Ul Ghul have a Siberian tiger? I forget what that. Oh, you mean Al Ghul? Yeah, I think she did. We technically got that in the Super Sons annual with Super Pets teaming up to save the day. You know that Tevye was going to try and bring in Super Sons at one point.
Yeah.
So there you go. Green Lantern alone would have so many great villains that require several standalone live action movies. Sinestro trucks. Yeah, any of those could work. The Anti-Mono is not really a Green Lantern enemy specifically. It's more like a universe enemy, but still
What about a Green Lantern movie with Lobo as a villain?
That could work. And Lobo, because they did a thing where Lobo got a bunch of lantern rings. That would be so dope. I would love to see that.
Basically, Lobo gets the orange lantern ring.
Mm-hmm. DC will have a Green Lantern series soon. I wonder if every Green Lantern will appear. They said other Green Lanterns will appear besides John and Hal. I'm not sure if Alan Scott will show up. I don't think Alan Scott's going to show up because his brand has been severely tainted by the current comic book series.
Yeah, let's kind of just glide over that issue.
Yeah, we're not. And yes, it was New 52 Lobo.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Lobo.
You know that famous comic cover of John Stewart with all the lantern rings? Imagine they did that, but with Lobo.
You mean this?
Yeah.
That's Hal Jordan. That's not John Stewart.
Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say, but considering it's a stupid thing, I've decided to ignore it. I'm only kidding.
No, but imagine it's Lobo, but he has all the different lantern rings.
That's what they were kind of trying to homage. And by the way, Tevia, since you said you wanted to see Jessica Cruz Green Lantern so badly, I have this to show you.
Okay, I have the perfect casting for Jessica Cruz, and I'm about to make a lot of our friends happy.
Who?
The actress for Alita.
Actually, yeah, she could do that really well.
She is perfect. She has
Rosa
a look.
Salazar.
Yes, she looks like Jessica Cruz. She is a great actress. She is perfect for Jessica Cruz.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Throth doesn't like Cruz. Ooh, that's interesting. Drop in the comments why. I need to know why.
Also, I now need to do a foot.
Ana de Armas as Jessica Cruz.
No, Ana de Armas would be a better Star Sapphire.
But we have Blake Lively as Star Sapphire. We can't change that, Nick.
We are in a different reality, so I reject it.
We're in the Comics League reality, so I reject your rejection of the reality that you just rejected.
I reject your reject.
All right,
yes,
moving on.
Is fitting.
Let's hope they don't bite off more than they can chew and just tell a good story. That's all we want. Yeah, that's what I think they could do, because it's tempting to go crazy with Green Lanterns, but you gotta keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Don't go too crazy, because you could do a solid. Essentially, here's what you could do. Nick, have you ever seen the movie End of Watch?
I haven't actually.
It's a David Ayer movie. You should go see it. It's one of the most accurate cop movies. Do that, except with Green Lanterns, and you're good. Ana de Armas as Katma Tui. Ooh, that could work too. Ana de Armas as Mira. Nope, Emilia Clarke has to play Mira. That's what we've established. Question: why do you think this movie failed bombing? Actually, I'm going to go to. Granted, this is the Wikipedia, but I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to go with the thing here. All right. So the reception. So let's go with this. Green Lantern. Okay. So on Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 26% based on 249 reviews and an average rating of 4.6. The site's critical consensus reads: noisy, overproduced, and thinly written, Green Lantern squanders an impressive budget and decades of comics mythology. The comics mythology thing, I will agree that there's not a lot of Green. It's a Green Lantern movie, but it just scratches the surface on Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah.
Because, Nick, you and I did a stream last year where I go over the entire Geoff Johns run, and that's a lot.
It is a lot.
And then Justin Chang of Variety gave Green Lantern a mixed review, saying that Martin Campbell's visually lavish sci-fi adventure is a highly unstable alloy. Wow. Of the serious, goofy, and downright derivative. And but by Tom McCarthy of The Hollywood Reporter gave it a positive review, saying the film serves up all requisite elements with enough self-depreciating humor to suggest it doesn't take itself too seriously. That is true. And then a movie theater says, start off small and just give us the villains in the build moment. Season 1 and 3 of Hal Guy, Sinestro, and Rogue villains. I think the ultimate would be the Sinestro Core War. That would be a good movie to do. And again, Okay, if so, what James Gunn has said about the Lantern show is that it's supposed to set up or at least hint at the direction of the universe. Maybe they could be the final like Endgame movie is Blackest Night. That could be kind of cool because in Blackest Night they bring back and kill off characters. So it could be the like, okay, so we're gonna bring off and kill off characters, and it involves gods and monsters. So hey, that could work. That would be really cool.
It's very well good, yeah.
Yeah. And then Tevia says, that's why I was happy. Green Lantern, the animated series, gives everything which I want. Yes. And by the way, we will be covering, Nick and I will be covering Green Lantern, the animated series, when we finish Justice League Unlimited on my channel. I have made the decision. That will be my next, the next show. Also, for the love of God, for this new Lantern, please don't Beware My Power with Hal Jordan twit. Well, they're not going to do that because, for one thing, I think again, it's a buddy cop movie. They're not going to do Parallax that way. I will not take James Gunn seriously about anything. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that could work, Nick. That could work. But he sent me a Photoshop thing of Rosa Salazar with the Green Lantern. By nice attention to detail that Jessica Cruz has the Green Lantern projected on her eye. That's great. I don't know if they're ready for Blackest Night. I've not been excited for the Crisis. The Crisis on Infinite Earths film is just a bad idea. It's just their excuse to end the animated the Tomorrowverse. That's it. That's really it. So that's what they're going for. But okay, so Nick, what I want to say is this is so basically the movie follows. He shows up on Oa. He's trained. He sort of has a big like inferiority complex. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Parallax invades, and then they fight. Movie ends. Now let me ask you this, Nick. Let's talk about what this movie does well and what it doesn't do well. Now, Nick, what does this movie do well?
The movie does what the movie does well. Ryan Reynolds. That's one thing for certain.
Mm-hmm.
The character interactions I think are pretty good, even though like the villain himself is a bit underbaked. I still feel like that has at least some heart to it. There's some care and with it and whatnot. Obviously, Blake and Ryan are like, they're totally going to get married.
That's chemistry right there. Oh yeah, they totally are. It's not like they already have two
They
kids.
really exchanged rings, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. There's a funny thing. So there's a Green Lantern comic that shows the future, and it's like it shows Hal and Carol getting married, and the rings they exchange are the Green Lantern and Star Sapphire rings. So there you go. Now, what do you think this movie did poorly?
It was bad. Honestly, the movie was a bit bland. Like the plot itself was a bit underbaked. Like this movie is very aggressively meh. Like it's not terrible by any means. But it is is very average, honestly.
Okay.
Like it doesn't really do anything like super wrong, but it's just like, and it's somewhat entertaining. Well, yes. I don't know. It's just plus Green Lantern is not as big of a character as DC thinks they are, so it doesn't have the pull. You know, like this is basically right up there with like the Air Suicide Squad in terms of Air Suicide Squad is like a little bit more entertaining, but not by much.
But here's the thing. The problem with this is that they tried to start a cinematic universe with Green Lantern at a time. Yes, I agree with you, when the IP was not as big as it is. And arguably, until we get a hit Green Lantern movie, we're not going to get to that point. Which, again, that's why I'm hoping for the DCU to do Green Lantern properly so we can get that. Now, what I think this movie did well, character interactions, absolutely, with like Kilowog and the other Lanterns, Tomar Ray, all that is cool. By the way, fun fact, Tomar Ray's sector included Krypton, and that's always weighed on him. Like, I could have stopped Krypton from exploding.
Yeah.
In fact, even in Injustice, Superman, when he takes out the Green Lantern Corps, he shows up and he goes, "Why didn't you do anything when Krypton was going to explode?"
Ouch.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was cool. Ryan as Hal is great. The cast is great. And I like some of the visuals, like the constructs I thought were kind of cool, especially like the Hot Wheels car and the track. That was cool.
I think that might, like, that kind of stuff, it can come across as very silly to a lot of audiences. So I think that's kind of the problem with Green Lantern, is like the constant like construct stuff can come across as silly to people who aren't aware.
The other thing, what they could have done is make the constructs like instead of like a race car, maybe a fighter jet or something like that. But anyway, so they had that going for them. What they didn't do well was Parallax, because again, I've gotten into a tirade on this entire stream about why Parallax was done poorly in this movie, so I'm not going to necessarily weigh on that. The CG, CGIing on the face, like the face mask, was a bad idea, because they should have just had a mask on there, like an actual physical Domino mask. Because here's the thing, I don't think Hal takes the mask off that often when he's on Earth. So there's no reason why it has to like vanish and come back on and vanish.
The animated suit, I think, was a bit of a misstep, because they very clearly did not have the tech or the skill to do it properly. Very clearly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun fact, James Gunn has said that Guy Gardner's suit won't be animated. It'll be green, but it won't be animated.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't change his mind.
Yeah, that's true. I'm still not believing he said that, because someone asked him how much of Legacy is VFX versus practical. He goes, "Oh, it's all practical." I'm like, yeah. And then someone actually retweeted that and goes, "David Cornsweat learned how to fly."
So what you're saying is you believe David Cornsweat can fly.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
You get what I'm referencing, right?
Yeah, I exactly. Thank you.
No, they're going to go back to rear projection. They're digging out all the Superman 1977 tech.
They're going to do that.
They literally went into like the very back of the Warner Brothers archives, where all the rear projection stuff, all the technology from 1977 where they used to get Superman to fly, which, by the way, it still actually looks good. But like, they're gonna do the rear projection stuff again.
Oh God, if they do that, I'm like, oh no. But anyway, the point is, they've learned. I think the studios have learned their lesson. Hell, Ryan made a joke about this in Deadpool, alluded to Nick at the beginning of this stream. Please don't make the super suit green or animated.
Like, animated suits can work, because remember, in Attack of the Clones and Return of the Jedi, all the clone trooper suits were animated.
Hell, in Man of Steel, all the Kryptonian armor is CGI.
I will find him.
I didn't even know that when I found out that Zod's armor, even when his head is exposed, was that. I was like, because again, it's a Zack Snyder movie, so all the CGI looks flawless. So I'm like, wow. And do you guys think that there's a bigger cut of this movie exists somewhere?
Release the Reynolds cut.
Yes, exactly.
Reynolds cut.
That would be hilarious. We haven't heard anything about that. Someone asked Ryan Reynolds. Tevia says, you know what's funny? People crown on MODOK's design looking stupid, but at least he looked like his comic book thing. That's the thing. When they said like MODOK and stuff, the issue with that is that you can't make MODOK look good in CGI because the character design just looks silly live action. Just because MODOK looks cool in the comics doesn't mean he'll... That's my issue with a lot of comic book fans, is that they're like, I want to see this in movies. I want to see this in movies. It doesn't translate well in live action movies. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Should they try something new, or will nothing beat CGI? I mean, if you can make the suit like actually like a physical suit, and then just like, this is why the suits were looking like armor works, but just do that. And you can have, actually, Nick, here's an excellent example of a suit done well. Blue Beetle. Because you know what
well,
they did? Go ahead.
A lot of his suit is digital, but they also made a physical suit that looks amazing.
Because what they did is they used the physical suit, but used CGI to augment the physical suit most of the time. So that was the problem with Green Lantern. It was all CGI. What they should have done is like essentially like had him wear an actual Green Lantern suit and then just not necessarily have like the lantern symbol like glowing and moving, but just have the regular suit and then just make all of the ring stuff be CGI. Because that I think could work. Because most of the CGI complaints I hear about this movie is based on the suit.
I think honestly, the suit itself is not bad. I think the problem with the suit is it is way too busy. You got like the glowing things kind of moving all around. You know, I think. And the mask itself, that is really where the bad CGI is. Like, I think, like, the scene where he takes it off, that is objectively bad CGI.
Yeah,
the suit itself is more of a matter of taste, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. If they had just had him have, like, an actual mask, an actual domino mask, I don't think people would have complained as much. They would have still complained, but not as much as they did, I don't think.
Because even if, like literally, even if you had a domino mask, like, there are plenty of removing mask CGI shots. Also, we need to put this in the context of, like, 2011. Because clearly, like, MCU got obsessed with, like, nanotech helmets afterwards.
Yeah.
And, you know, but, like, even back then, there were still plenty of, like, other movies that did similar types of shots a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and Corridor Digital reacted to the CGI in this, and they said the problem with the mask being on there is that it's really hard to animate the face properly. And Warner Brothers ironically ran into this again with Henry Cavill in the cut of Justice League that doesn't exist.
Well, the problem is a lot of it is there's so many facial muscles, especially in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me just kind of do this properly. Apologies for having so much hair. But like
staring contest, go.
But like, there's so many facial muscles in the eyes that, like, just the slightest twitch, and the whole uncanny valley effect is we subconsciously know how human beings, like, the muscles move, how people, like, look and act, and so when you see something that's supposed to be realistic and they don't move in a realistic manner, it looks weird to us, even if we don't realize it. That's where the uncanny valley comes in. And I've got to say, the mask from Green Lantern falls into it. It falls into the no. I need to finish a bit. It falls into the uncanny valley phase first.
Nice, well done. Yeah, that's the one green part of GL criticism I agree with, because the mask just looks bad. It looks bad with CGI, and to show you, the only thing I said about the Blue Beetle movie was the suit, and we can do a stream talking about Blue Beetle another time. But all in all, I would say this is a movie that it's kind of a cult classic, but I mean, the thing about it, this is a movie that I think is enjoyable enough to rewatch, but it's no Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, can you imagine a Zack Snyder directed Green Lantern movie?
To be fair, we talked about low bars. Zack Snyder's Justice League is like the highest of high bars. So.
Yeah, but Nick, can you imagine if Zack Snyder directed a Green Lantern project? It's like Rebel Moon, but everyone's green and animated.
Also, the portals would look like the ones from Rebel Moon.
No, they wouldn't, because there are no portals. They just fly.
But we saw how Zack Snyder did we saw some of how Zack Snyder interprets the look of Green Lanterns, and I gotta say, I like what I saw.
Yeah, it's like even with the Green Lantern in the history lesson, and you know what? I'm gonna pull that up because I want to show you how he does that. All right. So what we have here, so this is the Green Lantern from Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right, so I'm going to do this. If you notice with his design, hang on, all right, there you go. If you notice, what's cool about it is that he even has the projected Green Lantern logo. But here's what Zach does. You ready? This doesn't look like energy. It looks like actual armor. That's why it looks
so
good.
They did make the suit green and animated,
but not too animated, because if you notice, this just the only things that are like clearly animated, if you will, like a little bit this way. This looks like an actual suit, and the only parts that aren't are the logo and the ring. Like what I said, because you can make this work.
See, I think, and this is kind of a criticism of both scriptwriters and visual artists, when they get into their head, oh, it's space, so it doesn't have to. Oh, Jared, look in the comments.
Oh, EVS, what's up, dude? How you doing? By the way, if you want to join the stream, we'd love to get information from the Green Lantern guy.
Oh, crap.
We would love to. That'd be cool. But what's up, EVS? And yes, that is your boy. Big fan of your Green Lantern work, but by the way, sir, huge fan.
And we also love your character, Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, exactly. She's one of my favorite Green Lanterns. But anyway, the other thing I want to show is, look at this. This is the design that Zach had for Jon Stewart.
Oh, so good.
Look at the suit. Again, it looked like this is where this does well, and the Green Lantern movie doesn't in terms of suit design. Because again, it looks like armor. The only parts that aren't is the logo and the ring. Again, that's how you do it.
And it still looks good.
Yeah, it still looks good. And yeah, that was cool, EVS showing up. But
sorry, I'm still kind of stunned. So
I'm still kind of stunned too. But anyway, so now in terms of, okay, so Nick, how do you rate this movie out of 10?
Okay. I kind of give it a 7.5 out of 10.
That's fair.
It's not a terrible movie by any means. It's actually really enjoyable. And sorry, Daniel's comment I'm still a little starstruck, so
yeah.
But like, it's a good solid movie. I did enjoy it. If they had actually like gone and like had this be part of the DCU, it would have still been a good entry. Like, this is basically like it's the Incredible Hulk of the MCU. Like, the Incredible Hulk is not like the best movie ever, but it's still a solid movie, and it's a worthy part of the MCU.
Compared to the way Hulk is now, the Incredible Hulk is way better. It aged like a fine wine.
Fine green wine.
Yes, exactly. Did you guys remember that TV movie about the Justice League of America? How do you guys think about Green Lantern costume? Is that the one that looks horrible? The TV is that the Green Lantern TV live action movie?
Wait, they made a live action movie?
Wasn't there a thing on that? Hang on. Let me see that. Justice League TV movie. Yes, it was live action.
I was not aware
I'm trying to get some images. That's where this comes from. Hang on, Nick. That's where this image. I'm sure you've seen this image.
Oh dear God!
That's where this comes from. Oh man!
Did you know? Like, do you know who at one point was going to be playing Green Lantern?
Who?
Jack Black.
So let me ask you this: how bad do you think that would have been?
Pretty bad. I hear he was supposed to play Guy Gardner, and I do think there is a world where Jack Black, especially in the 2000s, could have given a good Guy Gardner. Because, like, remember how he acted in King Kong, where he was actually kind of serious? If he actually tapped into that energy, I think he could have done a good Guy Gardner.
True. Actually, I thought he was supposed to play Hal Jordan.
I mean, I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. So
Jack Black, Green Lantern.
But even if he was supposed to be playing Hal Jordan, I think he like there is a world where he could be a good Guy Gardner, regardless.
Oh yeah, Jack Black, absolutely. I think he could be a good Guy Gardner because character-wise, he seems like a Guy Gardner. But that's just
Yeah.
me. But yeah, I of all the streams, I'm like, okay. But anyway, how do you guys think about the Flash costume in that TV movie? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me go back to that, and then we'll check that out.
The Flash has actually had a pretty good track record when it comes to TV costumes. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, but wait. They mean in the Justice League of America TV movie. Hang on. I'll enlarge it.
Enhanced. That's not terrible.
That's not terrible. The rest of them are like, who the hell is this?
I think he's supposed to be a Green Lantern. I think that's supposed to be.
He's blue.
I'm gonna say, out of all the costumes, the Flash one looks the best.
Yeah. Wait, I gotta see who the hell is this team. Is this? I gotta see who's the lineup on this because this looks weird. Atom, Ice, Fire. That's wait. That is That's Green Lantern.
Is it Guy Gardner? Because that looks like Guy Gardner's suit.
But it's not green. It's in the name.
Maybe it's because of like the filtering of the photo or something. I'm trying to be fair here.
You're trying to make this work, Nick. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to be nice, but don't be nice to this stuff because this is horrible.
Yeah.
What in the world is this? But
what?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What in the anti-monitor is this?
Nice. I love that. So I think that so in other words, the Green Lantern the Green Lantern movie is really the best example of when you take something good and kind of screw around with it. And this is the example of why Hollywood sucks at making superhero movies.
Yeah.
Which is sad because here's the thing about Green Lanterns. Here's the thing about Green Lantern because it's so like set up. Wait, hang on. Let me. I don't think they showed the Martian Manhunter costume.
Oh my god, that sounds like a crap show waiting to happen.
But I will if I can find the Green Lantern. I mean the Martian Manhunter costume. I'll definitely check that out. Oh,
you really
I found it.
I'm gonna remember Martian Manhunter was also in Smallville.
Yeah, except he looked good in Smallville. All right, hang on. I'm trying to find a good look at. Oh God. All right.
Show
Nick,
it.
This looks Power Rangers quality.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. Now time to save Earth.
Make my creature grow.
Yeah, that has Power Ranger energy to it.
I told you this looks legit like Power Ranger. I mean, look at this.
He looks like he's about ready to recruit some teenagers with attitude.
Teenagers with attitude. Yeah, at least Zach's Martian Manhunter looked really good.
Okay, I'm gonna push back a little bit. I wasn't a fan of the Martian Manhunter design. It looked okay. You might boot me out for this. The Martian Manhunter design in ZSJL looks cheap and rushed. I do not like it. Like for example, in this one they're showing it in heavy shadow. Whenever they show CGI in heavy shadow, a lot of the times that's them trying to hide it.
Well, here's a little bit of context for that. That was supposed to be Jon Stewart. And Warner Brothers wouldn't allow it because they felt that it would confuse people because at the time they were developing their own Lantern show, even though they went out of their way to say ZSJL is not canon.
See, here's the thing with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is always developing a Green Lantern show. They're always, we're developing something Green Lantern. See, so this really cool thing you wanted to do, we can't do it because we're like, and it never comes to pass. Like, this is a problem with DC. Like, everyone else, like the TV shows, are always wanting to do some cool Green Lantern stuff. For like, but we're developing this. So they're always developing a Green Lantern show. and this is, I'm sorry, I had to rant.
Well, it gets worse. Do you know what? Warner Brothers was so upset that Zach used the New Gods in his movie that they canceled the New Gods show.
Probably for the best, knowing where it was heading.
Probably because you put Ava DuVernay and Tom King on that project.
Okay, here's this is why this timeline is not without merit. So we all know that like the only reason that they did the Eternals is because DC announced New Gods.
Yeah.
So basically DC kind of trolled Marvel. That's the only reason they did Eternals. That is a provable
That's
fact.
why. The reason why Marvel did Civil War is because of BVS.
That is also a fact.
And that's why the Civil War part kind of makes no sense, because I'm like, you should have set that up. But I'm like, oh yeah, they had no plan. That's why when everyone says, oh my gosh, Feige is this fantastic dude. Really? Now
he's a good producer. I'll give him that.
He's a good producer. So Tevi says, now we have Tom King working with James Gunn. I only have one question. Why hire Tom King for this new universe? Sounds like a bad idea. It kind of is. Well, here's the thing. Tom King is one of those creatives where some projects he's great at. Some projects he's horrible at. It's a roll of the dice which one it is.
Well,
when you
here's
put him on
the
a
thing.
project.
Crap always tends to attract crap.
Why do you guys think Tom King became so big as a comic book writer for superhero movie instead of other good writers? I don't know.
Maybe he uses CIA
No, you know what it
connections?
is? You know what it is? James Gunn posted about how much he likes like Supergirl, The Woman of Tomorrow, and a lot of Tom King books. And he hints that he wants to turn the other stuff into movies. So really, it's just because James Gunn liked his work. That's why. The Civil War stuff with the movie, it did better than the... No, the comic did Civil War way better. I'm going to put... It didn't fail, Tevia. That's one of the most popular Marvel stories. How is that failing?
Well, if you're talking about Civil War 2, then yes, it
Yeah,
did fail.
it's heavy. If you're talking about Civil War 2, yes, you have to designate that.
But think about the thing about Civil War, it had time to breathe. Remember, it was like year-long event, and it was done over like a ginormous amount of issues, versus like, a 2-hour movie.
And you felt in terms of the comics, you felt the ramifications for years, because even after the Civil War event ended, you still had like Cap had the Secret Avengers that were saving from the side.
To do the Civil War properly in the MCU, you basically have to dedicate an entire phase of Marvel to do it. Like if you had an entire phase of Marvel where like the Avengers movie was Civil War, then yeah, that could work.
Yeah, because what they could do is end the previous phase in Civil War and then go through all the stuff. Yeah, that could work.
Like imagine if they'd never done Civil War, but after the Infinity Saga, they led into Civil War.
And didn't kill any of the characters in like Endgame, because then you could have an actual Civil War with all these characters. That's the problem. They did Civil War too early, because if you look at like the MCU we have now with the amount of characters we have, you could have had an interesting Civil War. Brown asked, who wrote Superman Earth 1? Superman Earth 1 was written by J. Michael Straczynski, also known for a fantastic Spider-Man run, except for Sins Past, which Nick had to read live on stream. And American Alien...
I still hate you for it.
American Alien was done by Max Landis, who, if you want to see a fantastic summary of the death and return of Superman, look at Max Landis.
Max Landis is not going to be doing anything anytime soon. Let's just say Max is kind of a creep.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you watch his death and return of Superman video, it's actually pretty accurate, because what he said was that was the moment when everyone could come back, could die and come back.
Have you watched his wrestling video? That one's also pretty good.
I haven't. Yeah, Max Landis not letting the controversy as of late. Yeah. So
I will say he also wrote. Have you seen Chronicle?
The movie? Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote that movie.
That's, to be clear, that's the one where the friends discover an asteroid and then they get like mind powers.
Yeah, telekinesis, and they use it for a lot of stuff.
I saw that. That was a good movie. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So in terms of Green Lantern, all in all, it's a fun movie. One that I'll watch routinely. By the way, my mom likes this movie. So I'm like, oh, okay, that works.
Your mom's a pretty good barometer, just gonna say.
Yes, she is. She's a big Zack Snyder fan. In fact, she's the reason why I'm into Zack Snyder. So anyway, I'll tell that story on another stream, maybe next week's CLD. So that's why I want to leave it. This was a hell of a stream, particularly EVS showing up in the stream. That's going to be a Comics League moment. And so in terms of Comics League, what's going on Monday, Britt and I are talking about Super Wonder and animation, and I made a kick-ass PowerPoint presentation. I can't wait to show you all. And then in terms of the next comic talk, I will be talking about Tom King's Wonder Woman and talking about things I like, things I don't like, and just seeing what we can do with that. And then next week's Under Two Capes, I'm still like figuring out what I want to do with that. We may do another We Fix This Movie, or We Fix This Show, or something like that. We'll do that. And then next week's movie night. What did we decide on again for movie night?
I think there was a couple movies we decided upon. Was it The Batman?
Oh yeah, next week we are doing Matt Reeves' The Batman, because I figured we talk about that movie a lot. It's a fantastic Batman movie. It's about time we cover that.
I think after that is Constantine. I can't remember what the fourth one was.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That's our schedule for the month, everybody.
All right. And so, Nick, where can we find you, and what have you got coming on? And tell everyone that where you're going to catch them all.
In less than an hour, Jared and I and some other people will be gathering into my stream, and we will be entering the SSN. Okay, I'm not going to stop that bit, but no, we're gonna be continuing our Pokemon journey to be the very best. I'm playing Pokemon Yellow.
No one ever was.
The Cat Sam is my real. Okay. Anyway, at 8 o'clock, which is about an hour from now, Eastern Standard Time, we'll be streaming Pokemon Yellow. Jared will be there with his most savage takes. And then on Monday, we got Avatar: The Last Airbender rewatch. We're going to be meeting some dragons. And then on Wednesday, we'll have our regular episode of Comics Watch. That's going to be awkward for a little bit, but hey, it's all good. And yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at the Phoenix Press, YouTube, to search the same. Also, make sure to subscribe to my Patreon and check out my Redbubble, where you can get lots of cool Phoenix Press related merch goodness.
Excellent. By the way, I found the Justice League TV movie. So you know what we might do? At one point, we'll do a stream where we talk about this horrible crapshoot.
We should make Jay Heat watch it.
Yes! He has to watch all the bad stuff. That's excellent. All right, so we'll talk about that later. So anyway, everyone, stay heroic. It was a pleasure having you on there. And DVS, please show up again. Anyway, stay heroic, everyone. Bye-bye.